We
where
might have
are
trouble
you
finding
with
it.
the we're going to talk about optimization of the pages, which is actually fairly simple because the biggest thing that I want to get across to everybody is the fact that SEO for since day one has been a lot of time and a lot of expense, and it just gets more expensive every year because of the time that it takes. And I'm never going to say abandon it, because if you look at the buyer's journey, the baseline of the buyer's journey SEO is SEO. That's what it's designed for. So it wasn't just to be, now we're going to take this term that's been around forever, this buyer's journey term, and apply it to something else. And the SEO has always taken a long time, but coming from somebody who's always done SEO, I'm saying just do your basics. So even in your main website, your title, description, if you have space to be able to add keyword terms for your site on specific pages, then add those. Make sure you have your heading tags in. And then you make sure that you've got your keyword term. And if you're using AI would have included that in whatever buyer journey pages that you're creating, that you're generating. So if not, make sure to go back and check that. But keyword terms are the crux of anything having to do with SEO, whether it's buyer's journey pages or just typical SEO. When you're creating new pages, actually, I'm going to ask Bonnie. We had a small discussion about the buyer journey pages. Are you in the midst of creating the consideration and the purchase stage for one keyword term now?
Yeah.
You have the awareness page. In fact, with AI, how much time did you spend warming up AI to get the awareness page for what is the
It was last week. It was a week ago, and I know I did a whole bunch of stuff. So maybe a half hour
okay? So you communicated with it for about 30
finding
minutes.
it and reading it and making sure it answered everything.
Did you ask it more than just write the page?
Oh yeah,
Okay. So,
yeah. I leave it on top so that you can see what I wrote.
well, the AI will save all your stuff unless you purposely delete it. So you want to go back into the page where you created the awareness stage article. And then at the bottom of that whole discussion, which should be just right after the awareness stage page, then you want to ask it to create your consideration stage for the exact same term.
Oh, okay.
Because there you've got all the information, all the discussion. So AI is well aware of what you're doing and what it has already done. And it knows that it's already given you that awareness page. Now you're ready to say, okay, now create the consideration stage using the correct prompt. And the same thing with your decision stage. So you stay in that one frame because that was already talking about that keyword term. Did you ask it to do the consideration page that I saw in another discussion, or was that all part of where you got the awareness stage?
It was another discussion. I went to Chat GPT. I think I did the awareness in Gemini.
Okay, so go back to Gemini. At the bottom of that discussion, you ask, that's where you ask it to create your consideration stage.
Okay.
And then once you get that, you can discuss with it if you want to change anything. And then after that, you ask it for the purchase stage, decision stage. So you have all three in that discussion, and then move on to a new discussion. So that way you can go back and you always have that stuff there and it's all nicely put together.
Okay.
Is that how you're creating your pages, Barb?
Well, actually, yes, but I have a question and I have a question and a question. So what about putting, within my buyer's journey, I can add a photo. Is it best to not add media?
No, you can add whatever images that you want to any of your buyer's journey pages. You're creating them within your own website. You're just
Right,
using a
right.
different
I'm
template.
just saying from another standpoint, and I'm thinking that they can be clickable.
No.
No.
What are you trying to do to them?
Well, because it would be an element that is pointing to the main page. Like, how within the buyer's journey, there's keywords that are pointing to the main page, the main direction.
When you say pointing, do you mean it's relevant to another page, or do you literally mean it is linked to another page?
Well, it's linked to, because the buyer's journey, the 3 phases, within that, there are keywords that are all clickable. Am I misunderstanding that go to the main, to like my main
You are
Villa Cayo
misunderstanding.
page?
No, 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 no. A buyer's journey page has 2 links. One that takes you to directly to the action page.
Right, well,
Decision
okay,
page or
the action
wherever.
page. It's the action page.
Going to the action page, and the only other link is going to the next stage.
Right. So the action page, what I'm calling the main page, it's the action page.
Okay, yeah.
So my point is, so back to the conversation, can the photos be clickable to the action page?
No.
Or is it better
No.
to have
Don't,
a keyword?
because you're giving them the opportunity to take them away from the stage they're in and allowing them to go away without finishing that page. The whole point of the buyer's journey is to prove that you know what you're talking about and to answer questions about them. If you think they're bored enough with that information, then I would rewrite the page. But
No,
having
it
an
was
image in the
just,
page that is linkable to the decision page, to where they're going to take action. If that image is high up and there's a lot more content on your
it was
buyer's
actually,
page,
it was
well,
below
then
all
they're
the
going to go away
content.
to that because they
It
can't
was
get back.
below, it was below all the content.
So let me show you something here. Let me see if this is what we're talking about, the same thing. Too many things to look through. Here we go. Like this one. Okay, so not clickable,
Okay.
not clickable. This is clickable and this is the awareness stage, but that's a small icon to just go, if you're ready, then you can do this.
Okay.
Anything else is taking you to go through to the next stage of the buyer's journey process. And again, or you could call now, but we want you to finish stage 3. Now, that's what I want you to do.
Got it. Okay.
So these images don't link to anything. You have to be really careful about that because you don't want to lose your people when they're here going through the buyer's journey pages. They're set up here for a reason, providing information. And there's more information because it all is part of the same process. The thing is, when they finish, okay, they get to this one and, oh, well, okay, and then they finish. And they're ready to make a decision. Now, they can either click there and call, or they can go someplace else, but you don't want them having that opportunity several times.
Got it. All right.
Hey, there's Linda.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry I was late.
That's all right. Looking at some different AI that are capable of making images. A couple of simple AIs seem to not be doing it lately. I don't know why. So, Linda, I'll ask you, we kind of all know where we are with buyer's journey in this group. Where are you with it? Or are you like, I have no clue?
Oh, no. I have written my first buyer journey 3 stages.
Mhm.
And that's why I wanted to come on the call today, because I wasn't sure on my WordPress site, because you said they're not really visible. They're just for searching purposes. My first question is, do I just write it as a page? Each one is a page? No. Okay. See, I was wrong already.
With-
I wasn't sure how to get started, and I really couldn't find anything on WordPress. I just got back from vacation, so I'm a little bit, uh, a little bit jet lagged here. But as far as the pages, if you could explain that, how do I get started writing them? They're in a Word doc right now. Secondly, my keyword, focus keyword, in WordPress, you have focus keywords. I should not have duplicate focus keywords from my other pages. I assume that's correct. Yeah, okay.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure at this point with my first initiation of these buyer pages if I should be linking to anything but my contact page. I think you said not to link to anything else.
Whatever your action page is.
Right, action page,
You
right.
need a couple of things here. And one of them is the file that shows you, it's a simplistic overview of, excuse me, how you set up the buyer's journey pages.
Oh,
So that's a visual concept, and it's got some text in there, but basically it's just, you've got these 3 pages. With WordPress, it's not simple to figure out, how do I not have the same template? Because if you created the buyer's journey pages using your current theme, it won't work.
okay.
So let that sit in long enough. The idea behind the buyer's journey is that it cannot have the menu or any other links that are part of your theme. If it does, if the buyer's journey pages have that, then it allows the user to get anywhere they want within your site.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa, then they could go down into the buyer's journey pages from wherever they are in your site. And that is you're just completely misusing the buyer's journey pages at that point. They're designed to come up easily and quickly in the search engines because it's just about one thing and it's part of your site, but you don't want the current theme attached onto those buyer's journey pages. So you need to start with nothing. And you have another part too, before I forget that's a heck of an image that you just put in there, Barb. Is that one that you had created through AI?
Yeah, it's all AI, except
Wow.
for the blouse, which is a blouse on a body.
That's actually pretty good. And what does that use? would you use to make that?
I used a combination of things. A couple different platforms. I used Midjourney and I used Boudica.
I don't know either one of those.
Yeah, it's the process is really pretty quick once once you get used to it and do it and you know what you know what I mean. I have a very specific focus, right? So it
Yeah.
makes it a little bit easier. I'm not just creating, let's say, a whimsical, Alice in Wonderland scene, which takes a little bit more, a little bit more prompting and hit and miss to see what you get out and what needs to be adjusted. So
Mhm.
I've kind of dialed this one in because this is what I do. But
See if you can, I'm gonna go back over here and answer some questions with Linda, but add the links to the different places that you're using for AI. Okay.
um
So Linda, put in a second one, that one that's VoIP from Bard. That was just before they changed it to Gemini. But that is warming up AI. Have you, which AI have you used so far? You cut yourself off. We want
I've used both Bard and ChatGPT.
okay.
Mhm.
And those are the ones that I've used. That's what a lot of people use. And Bard is now Gemini. For whatever reason, Gemini is still saying, well, we'll be ready to make images in a couple weeks. They've been saying that for 3 weeks. At any rate, outside of images, the things that I put in chat, the VoIP, it obviously has nothing to do with your business, but if you read through that, it doesn't take very long.
Mhm.
You can see that there are the prompts and the response from the AI. That's
Mhm.
warming up AI. Nothing in that file that I sent across there says, okay, so write this. It's all talking to AI to warm it up. You need to take AI to dinner and a movie.
Well, I've written the
Don't do
3
the-
pages of awareness, consideration, and the decision stage or purchase phase. I've written those pages. I'm just not sure at this point how to get them up on my website.
We're getting there.
Oh, okay. I
What
thought I
I'm
missed
getting
something.
to
Okay,
is
got
that if you didn't do this warm up,
it. Mhm.
pages are probably not very good. If you just go into AI and say, write an article about blah, blah,
Mhm.
and okay, there you go. Now,
Well,
if
I've been
you spend some
editing the
time-
pages as well. Some things are not right, and I'm the expert in this field, so I, correct it, and I add other things that are pertinent to our
But
business.
what I'm saying is, even though, and get the expert part out of your mind, and that's the hardest part we all have if we have a website.
Mhm.
I already know all this stuff. If you don't
Mhm.
let AI take control,
Mhm.
what you end up with is going to be the same stuff that you have in your site that people are already bouncing away from. We've all done it because we feel that this is the information that we need to get across. We got to stop that
Mhm.
and provide the information that people want, especially in the buyer's journey pages.
Mhm.
So if you don't warm up AI first, you're not giving it the opportunity to seriously consider the subject. And when you keep asking questions like I did in this file that I sent across,
Mhm.
you can prompt it for very similar questions about the subjects that you're working on, not the VoIP. I'm just saying, here's what happened. So I asked it to consider, then I asked it to write personas. And when you see the personas that the AI comes up with, that triggers you into, I never considered that. All these different people have these different issues. I now can consider all these different things. You're doing all of this before you write the awareness, consideration, or decision stages. so that AI can put all this information, and then when you finally get to the point where you're going to say, okay, write the page, now you have that page written and it's really good. And then you go down further and you say, okay, now also write the considerations stage. And they have to be in all different prompts. Awareness is different, consideration, and the purchase. But you must have all three of those stages in one group of the buyer journey pages. So each group of three you have to have. Now in WordPress, what do you have as far as a page builder?
My page builder is the WordPress pages. I don't know what I just use the blocks.
The stuff
I
that's
use
default
that's
in WordPress?
default, yeah, with blocks and so forth. I don't
Okay.
use the classic
Gutenberg.
editor anymore.
Yeah, you got Gutenberg.
Yeah.
So you want to install the free version of Elementor.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you're not going to touch any page that has been created with something else. Is that clear? You
Yes.
cannot, whatever you use to create a page, you have to go back and use that same thing to edit. You can create new pages, which is what you're going to do with Elementor.
Right.
So anything new, which is going to be, we'll just talk about the buyer journey at this point. So you're going to create the new buyer journey pages. And when you do that, that's fine. Editing an existing page with a secondary page builder is going to break everything. So don't do that.
You
I'm
have,
going to see if I can get
you
over
have
here
to set
too.
your page settings to Canvas to eliminate the header and the footer.
Yeah, I'm going to show her.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Canvas. Okay.
Let's see. What do you know? Okay. Now I can share this. All right, so you've got in your plugins, you can see that I've installed Elementor and it's just the free version. All right. So once that's finished updating, I'll go right over to the pages. Sometime today.
Elementor 3.20 has been having some updating issues, so
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
you have to update Elementor Pro before you do Elementor. It's weird.
that is weird. Well, luckily I don't have Pro in here.
Yeah, you won't have no problem.
Okay, so in this instance, this, might be like something what you have. You've got a whole bunch of pages that you've created, but if they weren't created with the Elementor, don't touch them. You're going to create a new page, which is add new page, and immediately edit that with Elementor.
Okay.
Then, can you see my mouse over here down lower left on the gear
Settings.
icon that says settings? Click on settings. And then just about at the bottom, you're going to see it says page layout. Click on the drop down and select Elementor Canvas and watch what happens to the page.
Okay.
It's a blank page.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you can start with the buyer's journey. That's exactly what you want to do. just wipes out everything that is already in the theme. Now, I'm not going to bother saving any of this stuff. I'll go and show you this one. So as far as Barb and anybody else was asking about images, yeah, you can have images on your buyer's journey pages,
Mhm.
but you can see that what links are on the pages are only going to take you to where the pages should go. Link to the consideration stage, or yes, you could call now if that's what you want them to do, or you could buy now if you're selling a specific product. But you can have the title, you can have anything you want. No menu. No other links. The only place that this page, any of your buyer's journey pages are going to link are to the next page or to the decision page, the action page. And if you see, even on the front end, there is no link back. So once you get to the consideration stage, unless you use your back button, there's no link going back to that awareness stage. And that's how you want to create all three of those pages. You can go forward, but you can't go back. You can use your back button and you can still make it work, but you just don't want people to go back. The idea is to keep them going forward. When they get to the decision page, then they can make the decision whether they're going to call, buy, whatever action it is that you're telling them to take.
Mhm.
And if they want to, they can go to some other page. So they can end up on your action page. Let's say your action page is your contact page. That's fine. Whatever it is. And like I say, you can also have the images in there. But it's extremely easy to get to this page and to create Elementor to create your pages for you. And then you go onto your consideration page. I'm considering buying that dog. Obviously, I don't have this particular site set up for anything at all other than just we're messing with stuff to show you how you want to create your pages. And if you want more images, that's fine. I wouldn't go crazy with them though. Consider, and this was another consideration I had for Barb, make sure that whatever images that you're putting into these pages are not huge, that they are compressed, they're fine, the page still loads fast. It really needs to be a fast page.
Right.
So don't let this page slow down and screw up your entire journey.
Yeah.
This should be a minimum of 90 in mobile page speed.
So there's nothing else you have to do. I mean, there's no publish button to publish this page, nothing like that. How do you finish it? How do you, once you have it copied in, all the text you want and images, what do you do then?
You can
I've
edit the
never-
page with Elementor. You can still do
Uh-huh.
whatever that you want.
Right. But-
It's a simple page. So you create it, you edit it, you add an image. If you want to add an image, you're just not,
Mhm.
and then you've got your text editor, a heading.
Could add a
That's why the-
button, contact us button.
That's why the
Mhm.
Elementor in the free version is perfect for what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
Because you're not going to put a map on there. Most of any of the other stuff, you're not going to put a video in there.
Mhm.
Other than that, you can use the other stuff if you want. Just don't
But
get crazy. You're just
Normally it stays in draft mode on WordPress until I publish it. So how do I've never used Elementor as an editor, so, and it's not my normal, how I publish a page. So what do I do to get it active? I mean,
it is live, it is active. And then if you go back over here to
Oh,
your list of pages, you can see that I have got this published. It is published.
Okay, so it is published. Okay, oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it at the top. Okay, got it. All right.
You can, you can publish it right from the editor. If you
Okay,
Go back to the editor, it's, if you're, see, there's two versions of Elementor. What he's showing you now is the older version. And right where he's got his cursor, you can see the update button.
Mhm.
If you click on that little caret there on the right of
mhm,
that, it shows you, you can save the template, save as draft, or if it's not published, it'll have a publish button there for you.
oh, okay, got
And
it.
Now,
All right,
on the newer version, all your tools will be at the top. And your publish button will be on the top right. Right
okay,
now, he has it
wonderful.
set for the older version.
Now,
Okay.
you're
Yeah, the newer
seeing,
version will have a toolbar at the top, and you'll be able
Mhm.
to see your page settings and all that up there.
Okay,
and I just created a new page just to show you all that.
Mhm.
And the first thing that you want to do is go to the settings to make sure that you have the Elementor canvas.
and this. Okay,
And then you still have, are you ready to publish or are you going to save? So you can publish it right then, or you can view it, preview changes.
mhm,
So you have all of the same options. It's just in a different spot. But it's there for you, and you can see there's not a darn thing on the page because that's the way we left it.
mhm.
And I will finish this page because it'll be another one that is unfinished.
So
So
I guess, so this is just, I'm using this tool as an editor just for my buyer journeys.
well, there's two things about Elementor. Number
Okay.
one, if I were you, I would use Elementor to build all the rest of your pages. It's the free version, so
Mhm.
it's not like it's going to cost you anything, but you have better options and it's easier to work with than the block editor or the classic editor.
Okay,
And the fact that it will allow you to create a blank page for your buyer's journey, that's the main reason to use it, because otherwise you won't be able to in WordPress,
yeah, okay,
because you only have
So-
one active theme in WordPress.
okay, yeah. So if I do use Elementor,
Mhm.
it's not going to mess up any of the other pages that I've already created using the theme.
No,
It's just going to be, because I have several buyer journeys that I want to do. The first one I will try right away and use the canvas, the setting to Elementor canvas. But other pages that I want to create as far as landing pages or anything like that, I could use Elementor. In what mode would I use it then?
in the typical. So when you open up
Oh, okay.
Elementor, you just, as soon as you add it, okay, you just work with it the same way that you do any other page.
I see. Okay. All
Add your
right.
title, add whatever text in there.
I see.
uh,
And
but
headings and
You're
everything.
going to edit
Okay.
it within Elementor. So
Elementor.
in
Okay.
Elementor, you now are here. You
Mhm,
can create
mhm.
containers.
Oh,
So you can do an
well,
awful lot of stuff. And some of the things you can do when you're over here in the center of Elementor, drag a widget,
mhm,
build with AI. Haven't tried
Hmm.
that one yet. Add a new container. So you
Hmm.
can do all kinds of stuff with it.
mhm.
And it's easier to use this than it is, like I said, the default
Oh.
stuff that comes with WordPress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll probably be at a point where you go, I like Elementor, so now I want to do more. You can get the
Right.
pro version. What's the cost of the pro version these days, Arthur?
What's that?
What's the cost for the pro version these days?
$59.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah, but if you want all the widgets, if you want all 82, I think it is, or 84 widgets, then it's $99 a year.
Hmm.
But you get 3 websites for that $99. So
the main thing is you can
Or-
play with the free version and go through it. And
Mhm.
go, wow, I really
Right.
do like this. Or you can say I hate it and just stick with what you got.
Or
Right.
you can
Up to
just
you.
go to Elementor Cloud and get your hosting, Elementor, everything. Your SSL certificate,
Mm.
WordPress, everything installed for $99 a year.
Do you know if they have email?
I believe so. I'm not quite sure. I think so.
Okay.
And plus you own the
Huh.
site, you
Yes.
can move it anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their server is incredible. I mean, it's unbelievably fast.
Interesting.
I'm pretty impressed with it. I mean, what they've
Okay.
done with it over the last couple of years.
Okay. I will try this out.
That'll give you some stuff to be able to work with. So Linda, do we get all your questions answered? Enough to get you moving forward instead of backwards? Your mic's off again.
Yeah, yes, I think so. I mean, yeah, I think so. I might have a couple of questions if I get stuck on Elementor, but it's just a matter of copying the content I have already done with ChatGPT, and I've edited some of that, not based on my expertise, just added some other, a couple of sections and so forth of the
Do
way
you
it's
yourself-
laid out, just like telecom. It's similar to what I had gotten. And it's very awareness, and it's in the buyer stage. The thing about I've always done in marketing before, with not with this company, but other companies, was content related to buyer journey. And that's one thing I was a little bit surprised about, that there is no like links to any downloads of white papers or blog or anything else that might be related to helping them on their journey. That's one of the things that I was wondering about. It's just a hard contact page or go to the next stage. I mean, I understand going to the next stage, but in all the other content buyer journey pages I've done in the past, they've always had links to other content. Now, those were mostly email campaigns
Yeah.
that
see,
were buyer journey email campaigns, which is very different than what this is.
yes.
That's
And
true. Yeah,
you're stepping into something that's a
it's different.
combination.
Yeah,
So that's like, we can't really speak to that because it's not
right,
really just the buyer's journey.
right,
And
right.
the buyer's journey, as Google wishes it to be, is proving that whatever information that you have in your site, whatever your site is about, you are actually an expert in that field. So if you don't do your buyer's journey pages, good luck with Google looking at your site. That's exactly where they are at this point. And Maury and Arthur have been talking about how they've seen mass amounts of people screaming and yelling that they've been pushed out of page one.
Mm. Yeah.
Because they had people like us were experiencing with their websites. We'd go there because they're at the top of the search engine. We click on their links and get no information of value
Mhm.
for what we were searching. And Google has seen that year after year after year. And they finally came up with, okay, we need to figure out how to do this. And that's where these pages that are simplistic in creation are just giving some basic information that people are actually searching. So then that also goes back to make sure that you understand this is still part of SEO, and you need to have that keyword term. So that's upon which all your buyer's journey pages are based. What's the keyword term that you're targeting for this group of 3 buyer's journey pages? So if nobody's searching that term, why did you do buyer's journey pages about that? So
And
you
those
always have to
terms,
keep in mind, what are people searching?
and those terms should be in you know, your title in your text content
Yes.
as
You-
much as possible. I mean,
You're,
you don't want to
well,
overuse
you
it.
don't want to go overboard.
Overboard, yeah.
Um,
Right.
If you hit 3%, you're too high. So
Okay.
keep it under 3% density.
Okay.
But if you have AI generating the pages, you shouldn't have that problem. And if it's going to provide the information for you just by letting it do its work. So that's why when you warm up with the AI, then you ask it to write those pages. It knows exactly what kind of information that you need to have in which specific of the 3 pages. So as long as all that stuff is there together, then Google is happy.
Mm-hmm.
And people just stay on those 3 pages. Like I say, the only other link is having it go to the decision or the action page.
Right.
And if somebody wants to go to the action page right off the awareness stage, well, that's their
Mhm.
option. And there
Was-
may be people who do have enough information already and go, okay, I just need to do this.
Right. But even if they wanted to get more information, I mean, when they get to the contact us page,
Mhm.
they'll see that it's my website.
And of course, I'm just making sure that you know that the action page is whatever action you're asking them to take. So
Right.
if you're just asking them to call, yeah, then go to the contact page,
Mhm.
get the phone number or whatever.
Right. Right.
You're purchasing, then you're buy now, and it better,
Right.
so whatever you're asking them to purchase would be the
Mhm.
action page
Right.
that they arrive at the end. So
Right.
yes, once they get there to that action page, they're free to go wherever they want.
Mm-hmm.
You did your work. The buyer's journey did its work by providing the information. If they got the information, they go, yeah, that's great information. Nah, I'm not ready to do anything. Okay, that's your prerogative.
Mhm.
Can't beat them over the head. And that's what everybody tries to do with their website. Beat them over the head until they do what you're telling them. People just leave if you keep doing that. That's why the buyer's journey pages came into play. They're there to provide exactly what people are searching.
Your
And the
action
longer-
page, your action
Sorry?
page could be a landing page, or it could be your contact page.
Mm-hmm.
Generally,
Okay.
your landing page has your form, you know, that you need to fill out and stuff like that. That is generally your action page, but it can be a contact page.
Whatever action that you're asking them to take.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Look at that. We're right up to the minute. Right up to the minute. Barb, do you have something that's going to make us go overtime?
What's that?
Barb,
Oh.
saying, Barb, you have something that's going to make us go overtime?
I could, but I won't.
Yeah, I know. Save it for next time.
But the optimizing the buyer journey pages is pretty simple. You have a title, and the keyword term is what you built the pages upon. You can add some keyword terms if you search in Google, and I'm pretty sure that I've shown you this, Linda and everybody else. If you just go to this Zoom bar out of the way, go to Google, and whatever you search, just scroll down the page and look for related searches. Those are excellent keyword terms.
Mm.
So you decide what you search. And of course, you need to go to wherever that you use something like Keyword Planner to find keyword terms. And you're going to always focus on local. Buyer journey pages are not for national searches, because they come up so fast in a local search. It just makes sense. Let them come up naturally in any location that you want to service. I had somebody who was really nervous and saying, well, if I can't prove to Google that I live in that area, then I can't do a buyer's, or I can't have a page come up in that locality. Yes, you can. If you're a national business, you can come up wherever you want. Just pick your area and make it a local search term. So description, you want to make sure that you have the description tag in the page for the buyer's journey. Then you've got your keyword terms. Beyond that, you don't need to do a lot of SEO on the page. Just your basics.
To make it local though, are we supposed to be putting in some
Local.
other,
Local. Sorry for the interruption, but local. I know that a lot of people want to go national. Local.
but how do you do
Why?
local? Just like you said, your region or your city or
Yes.
just, and you
Yes.
should have that on that page.
You can put it in the page, you can put it in the footer. If that's what
Oh,
you want
okay.
to do, a lot of times
In the
people,
footer.
so the footer, even if you can create a footer for the buyer's journey pages.
Mhm.
And I've done that in this one here, but you can see there are no links to anything other than the phone. That's what he wants them to do. And it's not a link that takes you anyplace. That's just that link for cell phones. Somebody can
Mhm.
click on that and call right away. So you can make it a complete page. Just don't link
Oh.
to anything.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And because
Okay.
this is a local page, anytime somebody's looking up this specific thing in Alameda, Contra Costa, San Mateo, or Santa Clara, any of those areas, he's coming up. He's doing really well with these buyer's journey pages. And they'll come up anywhere from 2 or 3 days to maybe a maximum of 3 weeks. Hence the reason, stick with local. And Google still gives you authority for that page and for your website coming up in local searches. The faster you get these pages coming up, the more traffic that you're generating. If you did it with just 1 or 2 buyer's journey pages, you would see, and then watch your analytics and look for the buyer journey page. You guys go, wow, that page came up fast. Look, there's already people click on it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Barb, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, I know you and I have talked about local, and since you brought it up again, so profoundly that we have to do local, is it something that wouldn't be in the title, but just on the page?
You can put it in the title. You can even pepper it into the content.
Okay.
But my question to you is, the page that you created, how many times did you say Los Angeles in that awareness page?
Well, that's what I was at. Like, is it better?
No,
You know, one of,
I want the crowd to hear the answer. How many times did you put Los Angeles in the page that we found for you that's at the top of the search engine?
just in the title.
Asked and answered. That page came up fast. People are clicking on it. It's doing its job. And you're still thinking, well, maybe I should add it. No, it worked. Whatever you did worked. You made sure to have the page territory, the area that you want that page to come up. And it did it. So you can have it in the title, you can have it in the footer, you can have it in the content, you can have it in all 3.
Okay.
But even just putting it in the title worked for you, correct?
Right. I feel like I don't know if people would be specifically Googling that in Los Angeles. I don't know. You know, it's just like, I'm not making a judge. I just don't know.
They would say near me. And you don't need to put near me, quote unquote, anywhere in your page. If it has the territory, Google sees what territory this person is living.
It's saying
They
near
see the
me.
search, and they go, oh, if it's near me, then
Okay, got it,
Los
got it.
Angeles,
Got it.
you're there.
Okay, got it. All right. I think I overthink it a little bit
Yes,
and
I would say since I started talking.
I need
to
my
people-
hands slapped and just, you know,
Since-
someone to say stop.
Since I've been teaching people about the buyer's journey, I have seen them try to think so complicated. It's wait. The buyer's journey entire process is simple. So don't try to make it complicated. We took all the complication out of SEO for the buyer's journey pages. I think that's a great idea. Google says this is what we want, and I'm saying it works. I've seen site after site throw up an awareness page and they're just like, well, I don't know if I did it right. And it comes up in the search engines and it works. They didn't have to spend $3,000 a month on somebody applying SEO and wait for 6 to 8 months for anything to happen. They had it done. They figured out how to do AI. I think basically if you have a total of maybe 3 days into it, you could have a whole bunch of buyer journey pages completed, and you know how to talk to AI, and it would be maybe another 3 to 10 days, and the pages would be up in the search engines. So make sure that you monitor those on your analytics. You're going to be surprised. They come up fast.
So if I wanted to test this just a local, and did it just for like my city and surrounding area, like a couple of towns in the Philadelphia suburbs, let's just say.
I don't know if I'd say suburbs, but
Well, yeah, the main line they call it, or just say, a couple of towns.
yeah,
Or should I do Philadelphia, or should I do Pennsylvania and then test it again, do the same thing for Maryland, just to see, I'm not sure.
If you're doing a test, you can do it however that you wish, but if you want the pages to come up quickly, drill down a little bit more. Instead of taking the entire state, drill down to maybe a county.
Okay. All right.
And if you don't get a response right away, then drill that down to a city.
Okay.
But
All
I've
right.
seen, and Kevin's pages are coming up in counties. They came up fast.
Okay.
So I'm
All
saying
right. That makes sense.
if
Counties.
you don't want to go any smaller than a county, that'll work fast. A state,
Okay.
that's going to be more difficult.
Okay. All right. I'll try that way with the county to get started.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there we go, Barb, with her hand still up.
Oh, that's why I take it overtime, right?
Yeah, we got to go into overtime because she's got her hand up and doesn't want to say anything. Well, that's all I have this week for you guys.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. This is
Simple.
exactly
This
what I needed.
process. Yeah,
Get started.
that's the hardest. I think the most difficult part about the buyer journey for everybody is they can't believe that something so simple can work for them. Yes, just do this. Trust me. There you go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, everybody.
You betcha.
Have a good week.
See you next week.
See you
Take
next
it easy.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.